How's it going, everybody? Sage the Collector back with a little stack of cards ready to go to PSA. I needed 2 more cards to get to my 20, which is when I usually send cards in. And if you've been watching the channel recently, you know which 2 those cards are. In the fire slots, we got 2 more IOs. I'm recording this ahead of time. I'm recording it right after he scored another 30-point game. So his cards are spiking on eBay. A lot of the cards I've had on my wish list waiting to come down are now being purchased at asking price. So I had to, in recognition of his ascension this year, send off. It's not my best IO, but I looked at some of my really good IOs and they would not have graded well. This one I think has a shot at a 10. It's probably a 9 because it's a die cut. There's something funky going on with this corner right there, but I still think you can get a 9, and it's just a sweet-looking card. So we got that IO. Coby, still my man, still having an awesome season. Just got done watching his comeback game. He got hurt. He was gone for a few games, but he came back, played pretty well, still shaking off the rust. Sending this in. I think I already have this in the PSA slab. I can't remember, but this thing looked really good, so hoping for a 10 on that. So I'm a little nervous about, just because, I don't know, it doesn't scream 10 to me, but I still need a PSA 9 or a PSA 10 of the regular purple to go with my PSA 10 purple explosion that I have. Pulled that, graded it, came back a 10. And if you didn't watch me rip 3 of those Tmall illusion boxes that I got from Walmart.com, definitely go watch that video. Those boxes produce some really sweet inserts. Like, this looks way cooler than the version we get here in the States. Just the yellow matching with the jersey. It's just a fantastic card. And it looks pristine. Like, I will be very shocked if that doesn't get a 10. Here's another one where you get the majority yellow and you get a little of the red from the yellow and red parallels from the Tmall illusions. Just way, way cooler than the one, again, that we get in the US here. Once again, this thing looked fantastic. This one was a little kind of borderline. You know me. I'm always throwing in 2 or 3 borderline ones in there. If they come back a 10, worth submitting. If they come back a 9, probably lose a few bucks, but it's all for fun. It's a gamble, and it's not a huge gamble. It's like a tiny, tiny gamble. Like buying this year's Prism Blaster for like $45 is a way bigger gamble than sending this off to be graded. So, Franz Wagner, Tmall Illusions, again. Hopefully that comes back a 10, though. I keep picking these up. This one looked really good. I don't know if this is the only one I have, so I might be grading my only copy, and if I do, that means I got to get another copy to put into my insert binder, but that's okay. Getting this back in a 10 would be really sweet. Sweet looking card. Centering, it's a little thicker on the left than on the right, so that might cause it to be a 9. Everything else looked really good, though, so hoping for a 10, kind of maybe assuming a 9 on that, but if there's a chance, I'm going for it. This one, I think, is coming back a 9. I don't think it's going to be a 10. This corner is a little funky. It's got like a little teeny bend to it. You can't really see it unless you hold it up at an angle, and you can kind of see it. It does a little, and there's a couple little dicks. So there's something going on with this corner. So I think this is coming back a 9. 8, obviously, I'll be very upset, but I think that's a 9. But Kaminga, turning it on. I think it's all. I mean, it's all rookies, but especially the G League Ignite rookies. They just seem to take a little extra long. But a little more playing time to kind of get over that hump and start playing well. We're starting to see it with Scoot a little bit. Jalen Green finally starting to come on. So I think Kaminga is going to be here for a while. So even if that's a 9, still worth it. Once again, yellow, perfect condition. I'd be very upset if this doesn't get a 10. It's a fantastic looking card. There's a reason why I bought a bunch more of those boxes. Jordan. What's a PSA submission of mine without a Jordan? I can't remember if I pulled this or if I got it at a show or if somebody gave it to me. It looked really good, but if you look at the back, and you can't really see it in the card saver, it almost looks like the back is dirty. but it's hard to, it's not dirty though. It's like part of the card kind of. So I don't know what's going on. So I went into my Jordan box. I have one of these in there, looked at it, and it has the exact same back. So the question is, will that cause me to get dinged? Will this come back an 8 or a 9 because of that? Or is PSA smart enough to know that that's part of the card? Is it part of the card? I don't know. We're going to find out. So Jordan going off. Actually, the other one is right here. And it is ready to go. And the weird thing is the one I pulled out of my collection looked really good too, which is weird because I went through all my Jordans and pulled out all the ones that looked really good. That one looked really good, so that one's probably going to make it in my next PSA submission. Got a Chet blue. I looked, and this one looks pretty good. I think one of the corners was like a scotch, just a scotch off, but I checked, a PSA 9 still sells for like $20. So I think this is a no-brainer because even if it comes back a 9, I might lose like $1 or $2. Like totally worth risking it for the 10. Got another MJ, one of my favorite MJs from one of my favorite sets, 1991 Skybox. This thing looked great. I think every Jordan I send in looks great though, and some of them come back 9. So not holding my breath, but crossing my fingers, because that is a really cool one to get in the 10. This one, I think it's got to be a 10. I collected this set, and everyone except for maybe this one and another one came with little pockmarks all over the front. This one does not have them, so it is possible to get these. For a while, I thought it wasn't possible, but it is possible to get these without the pockmarks on the front. So I'm sending this in. Hopefully get a 10. This is my only copy, so I'm going to have to get another one for my insert binder. I have a bunch of these extras. I think I've got like 6 of the Currys. I was getting these off of Card Hobby dirt cheap. Like I think I maybe paid $5-6 for this, which is crazy, especially since he has been going nuts lately. I mean, if you looked at his card prices now, especially after that dunk, man, people are paying a dunk tax for sure. But he's lighting it up, hoping for a 10. This thing looks fantastic. Centering, everything looked great. Another Ant-Man. Just pulled this recently. It looked really good. Surface, corners, everything. Hoping for a 10. I mean, it's like, what else can I say? This one, just pulled it in my most recent Ant-Man video. Looks really good. Everything is excellent, except this top edge is a little rough, but it's rough in a normal way, if that makes sense. Like a lot of cards just look like that, and PSA doesn't seem to ding you for those. What bothers me is this is definitely off-center to the left. But the reason I'm sending it in is because it is pretty decently centered. Like this gutter and this gutter are pretty similar. So I've seen a PSA 10 of this exact same card with this exact same centering. So it is possible, if everything is perfect, for it to be a little off like that and still get a 10. All right, here we go. I picked this up at a card show, I think last year. This is definitely not getting a 10, but back in high school, man, I was a huge Dickerson Rams fan. So I picked this up just for nostalgia. I want it in the slab just for nostalgia. Just want it in my slab PC. I'm hoping for an 8. These cards, you never know. You know, it could be a 6 or a 7. But the centering is really good. The corners are not bad. Like this one's a little soft. And, you know, maybe an edge is a little soft. So hoping for an 8. But honestly, I don't really care too much what it gets. I just want it in a slab. Another Jordan from a recent Jordan hunt. This one, I mean, looked pretty good. And it's got, these cards are pretty hard because all the edges are color. You got a black corner. So if it had a bad edge or a bad corner, you would totally be able to tell. But this one looked pretty good. Before we get to the main 2 cards, I do have some PC pickups. Got this Lights Out Red Wave out of T-Mall. The back of this looks kind of rough. Like there's little pocks and scratches, but the front looks really good. I didn't bother saying anything to the seller because I only paid $3 for this. So front looks good. It'll look great in a binder, so whatever. This one looked great. Zach City Edition T-Mall out of 99. Got this Shining Stars for my jersey match binder. Giannis wearing the white jersey. It's the hobby exclusive white shining stars, and I think I paid $2, $3 for it, which is a steal if you ask me. Took me forever to find this one. You wouldn't think that it would be hard to find a Blake Griffin overdrive, but someone finally put one up for sale on eBay, and I snagged it real cheap, like $250 or something like that, and it's pristine. So I'm slowly chipping away at my overdrive set. I got this horribly off-center Tatum green ice, though, which is pretty sweet. I think you might only be able to get these out of the box sets, I think. I can't remember. Got the LeBron. It's not a jersey match, but it is a complimentary jersey color match. So you got the little yellow Lakers, you got the yellow reactive. Jimmy Buckets choice, I think that's to 88. There it is. Got another Jimmy Buckets to 99 with the red laser. Got another red laser to 99. I picked up another one. I'm slow. I haven't even I don't even know if I've started a checklist in my notes app, know which ones I've picked up. But I got the Donovan, yellow and red, lights out, numbered to 99. And then I got an IO, second year, fast break, white, numbered to 75. Sweet jersey match with that. And then I got this cool Works in Progress IO. So I don't know how many more IOs I'm going to be able to pick up. Like I said, people are paying way more for IOs than they were a few weeks ago. But there we go. The last two cards, you know what they are. I'm nervous about sending this package off because I'm sending off by far the two biggest cards I have ever sent to PSA. But we got the black Jalen Green, and I've looked this over, and it's got this weird line. I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's a black line, but it's not part of the card. It's kind of a sort of a pretty line. It might be part of the design. I can't tell, but I just ran my finger over it real gently, and you can't feel anything, so it's not a scratch. But this thing looks really, really good. I don't need it to be a 10 because it's a 1 of 1. So a 9 would be fine, but man, that thing looks good. I would be kind of shocked if it doesn't come back at 10. And then I've got the Jalen Green RPA. It's super thick. It's not going to be a 10 because it's too thick. It's got a tiny, tiny, tiny shot at a 10. But I think it's got a pretty good shot at a 9. It's a solid 9, but again, thick RPA. I'm expecting an 8, hoping for a 9. Just a glimmer of hope for a 10. Well, after I got done recording, I was entering cards into the PSA website for my submission, and I realized the current month special, the cards have to be newer than 2000. And I had a lot of 90s cards in here, so unfortunately, I have to use the regular bulk, and that means I need 20 cards instead of 10. I have 20 cards in the stack, but these two Jalens do not count. They have to be sent in separately, which means I had to go digging through my PC and come up with 2 cards to get to that magic 20 number, and I did. I got this sweet Jimmy Butler totally certified rookie, super short print to $4.99, but this thing looked fantastic. Definitely a 9, hoping for a 10. And then we've got this. I figured I had to submit a Zach. I mean, I've got so many gold Zachs, and I'm sure a lot of them deserve to be graded, but I found this one, and this thing looks excellent. It's got a tiny little mark, but I mean, come on. That looks like it's a rough edge, but it's not. That's whoever that is, that's their face. So really hoping for a 10 on that. Guaranteed 9. And yeah. So there you go. Had to squeeze in 2 more cards there. That is my PSA preview. Hopefully it'll be like last time where it only took a month to come back. So when they do, I will definitely do a blind reveal, so stay tuned.